Hello, welcome to the MOOC on Media Law and Ethics. This particular MOOC will discuss about Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Universal Declaration of Human Rights is very important for us to understand what the world has resolved to everyone, to empower everyone in terms of fundamental rights. Actually, this was started in 1948. The declaration was declared by the UN way back in 1948. So, over the last 72 years, we have been enjoying the right to various kinds of freedom as well as the various kinds of rights based on this particular declaration, for which India is one of the signatory, and we have been enjoying all the rights, and we have taken so much of from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights into the Constitution, which is very helpful to evolve our own Constitution. Many segments, there is a huge list which can be seen there, which has been inspired by UDHR into the Constitution of India. Universal Declaration is a declaration adopted by the United Nations Assembly on 10th December 1948 in Paris, and it sets out for the first time fundamental human rights to be universally protected, not only in one country, that this is the one which needs to be protected throughout the globe. All signatories, all member states of UN, they are all supporting this particular one. So, this is meant for everyone. Actually, UDHR draws its inspiration and power from the Bill of Rights of USA. Bill of Rights of USA was declared in 1700s. It was in the 18th century that was declared, and we got the inspiration. The world has got the inspiration and got it many things from the Bill of Rights. The member states of United Nations pledged to work together to promote the 30 articles of human rights that for the first time in the history had been assembled, codified into a single document. And this is so significant. UDHR is very significant because Guinness record of world record says that this is the only official document which has been translated into many world languages. One of the document says that it has been translated by UN in more than 360 languages to help the people to practice them easily. So, the declaration arose from the experience of the World War II. We saw in the earlier lectures that Indian Constitution derived its lot of inspiration and lot of ideas from the experience it had during the freedom struggle. Same way, world has experienced lot of things from World War II, particularly in terms of equality, in terms of expressing our right to assemble and many things. So, World War II has given a lot of experience to the global political leaders and stalwarts to evolve a strategy, to evolve a kind of charter to all human beings, so that we can have a free life. And Bill of Rights, as I said, Bill of Rights was in 18th century. The Bill of Rights of the US Constitution protects basic freedom of United States citizens. Actually, this is meant for US. Actually, the first 10 amendments of the United States Constitution is being called as Bill of Rights. So, limiting the powers of the federal government of the United States and protecting the rights of all citizens, residents and visitors of American territory. If you visit American territory, you also will be given such kind of thing. That is how the Bill of Rights is so significant, and this has drawn its strength from UDHR. So, the provision of the UDHR subsequently followed and adopted by various constitutional legal systems of the world. If you look at India, as I said, that right from India, all the newly independent countries, the countries who have declared freedom, they all borrowed, they all were inspired by the UDHR clauses. Actually, the UDHR has been authored by many people. The most prominent among them is Roosevelt's wife, Eleanor Roosevelt. She is one of the pioneer and she is one of the key architect of this particular UDHR. Other than that, John Peters Humphrey from Canada and Renaissance from France, Stephen Hessel from France, P.C. Chang from China and Charles Malik from Lebanon. These are the major people who contributed, who authored the declaration of this particular UDHR. And if you look at the UDHR, as I said earlier, that this has been learned from the lessons what we heard from World War II, and particularly the Allied powers, they adopted 4 freedoms. They said we need to give the freedom to speech, freedom to assemble, and freedom from the fear, and freedom from want. So, if you look at further the background of the UDHR, we come to know that UDHR reaffirmed faith in fundamental human rights and dignity and worth of human rights, and committed all member states to promote universal respect for and observance of human rights and fundamental freedoms for all without distinction. So, UDHR has had a categorical commitment to promote the fundamental freedom irrespective of one's caste, creed, and their gender or their political background. The UDHR was adopted by the General Assembly on particular date. It was adopted on the 10th December 1948. That is why we celebrate every year the 10th December as the International Human Rights Day. Actually, when it was went for voting, there were 48 votes in support of this particular resolution, and there were no opposition throughout the entire assembly. There was zero opposition to this. However, 8 countries, they abstained from the voting, like USSR, Belarus, Ukraine, Yugoslavia, Poland, South Africa, Czechoslovakia, and Saudi Arabia. So, this way the UDHR has been resolved and enacted for the entire humanity, which is one of the finest document that promotes international human rights and fundamental rights to the entire globe.